Yonex make beautiful tennis rackets, and I couldn't recommend them highly enough. But here is my top 5. Hello, Ben from PH Tennis here, and today I am taking you through my top 5 Yonex rackets. Now, these are not necessarily the best 5. These are not necessarily the highest performing rackets, but these are 5 rackets that I think are going to suit a range of players that are going to deliver what I am looking for on a tennis court. What am I looking for on a tennis court? Well, I am looking for a racket that suits the player, a racket that enables you to enjoy the beautiful, fun game of tennis as it should be enjoyed. It's really easy to sort of dive down these racket wormholes. You go lower and lower and lower into these tiny little details. Oh, should I change my tension? Do I need a few more grams here? It doesn't matter. If you find the racket that works for you, the world is your oyster. The game opens up and you can just get on with the joy of experiencing, hopefully, some winning tennis. I've got a nice little blend of rackets coming here, and then I've kind of put them into an order that I think speaks to how much I would enjoy playing with them. So all of them are lovely rackets. I said that before. Yonex are renowned for the quality of their frames and how their attention to detail and essentially the build quality. They are all really, really good. Very, very hard to go wrong, but as I said, these are my favorite 5, or my top 5. So without further ado, let's get started. Time for a quick honorable mention, and bear with me, this is a little bit left field. The Yonex mini tennis rackets. Now, if you can look very carefully, one for that camera, one for that camera, you'll see the strings are miles apart, and that is very, very clever. Smaller racket, less power. A less dense string bed just gives it some power back. So for a mini tennis racket, for Yonex to have spent that much time thinking about it, I think really speaks to their attention to detail, their respect for every tennis player, their respect for the rackets they make. A lot of brands go, oh, okay, here you go, here's a smaller version of our racket, we'll make it out of million and glue it together. Yonex has spent a little bit more time thinking, well, if we're making a smaller frame, let's open the string bed up a little bit so we still get plenty of spin and plenty of power. So I really like that. I thought it was very, very clever, and well done, Yonex. My honorable mention, the Yonex mini tennis range. In at number 5, we have the E-Zone 100L. L for light, and the reason it is in here is because it is an absolutely fantastic racket for players who want or need a slightly lighter frame. It comes in at 285 grams. The 100 is the head size, it's 100 square inch. Those two things combined make it a very, very powerful but lightweight racket, and that is key. When you get a power frame like an E-Zone, equivalents would be the Boom from Head, the Wilson Ultra, the Pure Drive from Babolat. Sometimes you just want to drop that weight down a little bit. When you drop that weight down, you kind of sacrifice a little bit of the power. But you don't with the 100L. This is still a really, really powerful racket, and with the inclusion of Minilon, more to come later, it is still fantastically comfortable, really, really lovely to play with. It feels so nice in the hand. If you're looking for a 280, 285 gram racket, you cannot go wrong with the Yonex 100L, and that is why it is my number 5. In at number 4, we have the V-Core 100. Now, those of you who've watched our channel before will know that we are big fans of the V-Core 100. It is one of the only rackets that myself, Josh and Joe all like, and it is the reason we use it for all of our string tests. So whenever we've got a new string to test, it goes in our series of V-Core 100s. We've got 5 matched to be exactly the same, because it is just a great all-round racket. It is designed to give you a little bit of spin, but it's powerful enough, it feels really comfortable, you get great control, it's maneuverable. Essentially, if you were going to build like a racket matrix of power versus control, spin versus comfort, it would sit slap bang in the middle. That is not to say it is good or bad, it just does a little bit of everything really, really well. So what's great about the fact that it sits in the middle here is it allows you to do whatever you want. Whatever your play style, you are going to be able to use a V-Core 100, pick it up, get on court and give it a go. That is rare in tennis rackets. A lot of the others, and others on this list in fact, are going to sort of pigeonhole you just a little bit. Whereas with a V-Core, you're always going to be fine. If you haven't used one before, I highly recommend that you give it a go, because whoever you are, whatever your play style is, you are going to get on great with the V-Core 100. If you just need to pick up a racket and get straight on court, this is what I'm going to go with almost every single time. I prefer it in this sand beige colorway. It also comes in the classic red. No difference, just paint. But there you go, number 4, V-Core 100. In at number 3, we have the E-Zone 98. The eagle-eyed among you might see that says 100 right there and 100 up there. Very simple reason, we sold them all. It is absolutely flying off the shelves, the E-Zone 98, and I know why. It is fantastic. The 100 I have in my hand is a bit too powerful. It's a bit too much. The Minilong makes it so comfy that you just sort of go for it a little bit too much. We want to temper it down a little bit, and I like it just a slightly more controlled. So the 98 square inch head just gives it that denser string bed. It's the slight balance changes. The 98 square inch head, obviously, the balance shifts, the weight comes up a little bit. It just suits what an E-Zone's meant to be a little bit more, in my opinion. You can't go wrong with an E-Zone. The 100 is still a great racket, but it's just way too powerful, especially for myself. I would classify myself as a good tennis player. And if you are a good tennis player and you do want a power frame, think Pure Drive, boom, again, like we spoke about with the 100L, sometimes you can get too much. Believe it or not, there is such thing as too much power. I'm sure Josh would disagree, and that's why he uses a Pure Drive 100, but for me, I want it just a little bit more tempered. So the E-Zone 98 delivers all of the quality you expect from an E-Zone, all the power, all the comfort, but just with a little bit more control. And that is why it is my number 3. In at number 2, we have the Percept 97H. H? Who knows? Doesn't matter. What you do need to know is that it is for heavy. 330 grams this weighs, 97 square inch head size, a real performance racket, and one that I am very, very slowly falling in love with. I have been using the Head Speed MP for years now, and it just doesn't quite feel like enough anymore. The Percept 97H has given me that little bit more weight, but has maintained a almost incredible amount of maneuverability and playability. Usually when you decrease the head size, increase the weight, rackets get so much harder to use. And I'm not for a moment suggesting that this is an easy tennis racket to play with, but it is far easier than you think it's going to be. When you get it right, when I get it right, it makes me play like I've never played before. It gives me such a fantastic sense of, I'm going to say joy. It just makes me feel like I'm amazing at tennis. And for me, that's what tennis rackets should be doing. My serve is faster, my forehands are bigger, my backhands are more consistent, the extra weight helps me defend, it's still maneuverable enough around at the net. Ultimately, I can't think of anything wrong with the Percept other than the style, which I'm not a huge fan of. However, I spend more time looking at the ball than I do at the racket when I'm playing with it. So if you want something heavy, if you're a good player, maybe you've been using a Head Prestige, maybe you're a Wilson Pro Staff, and you're thinking, I kind of feel like something new, a bit of an upgrade, the Percept 97H feels great, plays fantastically, and just imbues you with this sense of joy. Perfect, almost perfect, because it's number 2. Guess what's coming next? So here we are, number 1, and here it is, the Regner 98. Only available in Japan. Why? Nobody really knows, because it is absolute racket nirvana. Never has a tennis racket been made to a higher level of detail, a pursuit of quality that doesn't exist anywhere else in the industry. The Regner 98 has almost changed the game. Joe and myself have done a review of the Regner 98 versus its 100 counterpart. And in that video, we waffle on a lot about the philosophical qualities of quality. And the key thing that I think we failed to mention in that video that I've been thinking more and more about is that we've used so many tennis rackets now, 50, 70, maybe even over 100 frames. And this stands out as a sort of alone, separate to everything else. All the other rackets have good and bad, and this is for this and this is for that, and good for defending, bit more spin, bit more comfort. The Regner is almost in a league of its own. It's almost playing a different sport. It's not a fantastic racket to put at number one because 90% of the people watching this video aren't going to be able to get one. But if you can, if you're going to Japan, if you are in Japan, if you know someone going, get yourself a Regner and experience something that you will never get any other way on a tennis court. It is absolutely sublime. It makes you a better player. It makes you a serious tennis player. It makes you really think about what you're doing and almost demands your respect and your attention. I've never used anything quite like it. I wish I could play with it all the time, but that's just a little bit unrealistic. At number one, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, it is the Regner 98. So there we have it, my top 5 Yonex rackets. One you can't buy, one that's out of stock, and 3 others that are absolutely fantastic. You can't go wrong with Yonex. Like I said, every racket they make is beautiful. There's so much choice, there's so much variation within all the ranges. The Percept, if you're a high level control precision player, the V-Core if you want some spin and versatility, and that E-Zone if you are looking for massive power with a higher level of comfort than you ever will have experienced before. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, you're free to make up your own mind, get on court, put a Yonex in your hand, give them a try, and let us know what you think in the comments. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a thing from PH Tennis.